Hi, everybody. This is James from Prague. Hello, and welcome to SoulCARE on Monday, August the 2nd. We're in August already. Isn't that amazing? Just incredible. I don't know about you, but to me, it's every day is the same in some ways. So I'll wait for everybody. I got a little bit early today. I just want a lot to talk about. So, and haven't seen you guys in over a week. And lots of things going on. Hello, Hagen. And trying to get more things happening. I might do a weekend quick mediumship thing on a weekend, a mediumship workshop. We had a wonderful night the other night, Friday night, with an evening of spirit messages. It was a really incredible time for everyone that joined me. Thank you very much. It was a time I hadn't worked in a while, and my guides, I had some new guides come through, and it was very interesting how they took me away, my mind away, and the philosophy came through. And one thing which was quite staggering that I thought, because when I do the messages, when I give messages out, I found that now in my evolution of my mediumship, I really am an observer, and I try in everyday life to be an observer. And I was delivering the messages, but also observing what was being said. And two things that struck me very, very interestingly, I never heard it before put this way, was a young man who passed away, who came to his mother. He died in a vehicular accident. I think his truck went off the road. And he said to his mom, "Hi, everybody. Hi, Janice. Hi, Melody. Hi, Shirley. Hi, everyone. I see you coming on. I'm on a little early, so we're just waiting for people to come on board. So thanks. It helps with your show to know it's Monday. It's true. It's very, very true. Uh, Anyway, I want to let you know that so the boy came through to his mom, and somebody said to the audience, everybody that came on the Zoom call for the spirit messages, and it was something so interesting. He said to his mother, when I left the truck, when I came out of the truck, his body, when his spirit soul left the body, he didn't feel any pain, but he said, "Wow, I woke up. I'm in the real world. You're in the dream world. I'm in the awakened world where I am now, but you are all in the dream world." And Spirit has often said that to me, that we walk in dreams. We're dream walkers here, that we need to wake up. I thought that was very interesting. He said that. He said, "I'm the one that's awake. You're the ones that are dreaming." My friend Olivia, passed over many years ago, said that exact same thing to me when she first passed. She said, "People don't realize that they're living in the dream world. We're really in the awakened world here in the spirit." But you certainly can have that in your dream world, that you can create things. And that is a place to have ideas. And you'll see them manifested when you come here. The other thing I thought was quite interesting, and let me say hello to Abby and Bella and Ernie. Hello. And Janine. Everybody's still coming on, so that's fine. Oh, good. You're able to catch me live, Abby. Good. Very good. Hello from the Netherlands. Hello, Natalie. Another quite interesting insight from a spirit that came through was from a mother who came through to her daughter. And the mother said, and she was a very strong personality, and she said, "What are you, all of you," and she meant everybody in the room, "doing with your goods, the properties of your loved ones who passed over, all of their items, and you put them in boxes and you keep them in your closets or your basements or your storage units, and they're all in these boxes. What are you doing with them?" And she said, "Don't you think we would appreciate it more if you took our things, our articles, our stuff we left behind, and gave it to somebody else to use? And that way we could see that our articles are being used by someone who needs it, instead of staying in a box or in a closet. Please, for all of our sakes," she said, this is what she said, "for all of our sakes, please use what we had to give to somebody else to make their life easier." And I really liked that. I thought that was pretty amazing that she said that she came through with that. I've heard it before, but not put that way. And she was very strong about that. She said, "On behalf of everyone over here," she's a very strong lady. And it makes sense, if you're going to have articles, when you leave this earth and you can't use them anymore where you are, why not give them to people that can use them? Anything, whether it's dishes, whether it's books, whether it's clothing, whether it's furniture, give it to somebody who really needs it, people can use it. So I think that's really important. And I'm going to make up my will and my trust and put that in there. How's that? I think I will. Good. Hello, Kathy. Hello, Susan. Hello, Catherine. This is lovely. Blessings. Hi, Faith from Maryland. Hi, everybody. I also wanted to mention today, we're going to do a general question and answer period, but just the beginning, we're also going to talk about mediumship too, because again, I said this last week, but people are still writing about mediumship too, because this Wednesday, we're going to have a mediumship two uh, seminar. So at 4 o'clock on Wednesday, I'm going to be doing a seminar for a free seminar right here to promote mediumship two. But so that's going to be this 4 o'clock this Wednesday, and we'll do readings and we'll help you do readings. And anyone who's interested in mediumship and pursuing mediumship number two, level two certification two for my school, please be there Wednesday at 4 o'clock. But a lot of people who are interested in mediumship two or have questions about it, we get a lot of questions. I want to address those today. A lot of people say they're afraid to tell people that they're mediumship. And I understand that. That happened to me many years, 40 years ago. In those days, you couldn't talk about it. Now you can talk about it because everybody's had an experience. So everybody has some kind of experience, or they want to know more about what's it like when you pass over. What's it like to have? Everybody's had these sorts of deja vus and these sense, and they want to know their loved ones are around. It's a very different environment now. And if you're able to bring through that love again, it's the greatest thing one can do for another human, I believe. So the next session for Mediumship 2 certification is the course starts in a couple of weeks. Just want to let you know that. So, but I want you to join me, please, for a very exclusive online VIP reading event. And that will be this Wednesday at 4 o'clock. So write that down on your piece of paper. You should have a pen, because I'm going to do an exercise at the end of this, also for Mediumship 2. So if you are someone who's taken mediumship before or taken a psychic course, and you want to develop more of your mediumship talents, your sensitivity, and you're curious about it, just be curious. Come on Wednesday. And at the end of Wednesday, if you're no longer curious and you don't want to take it, great. If you do and you want more, then you can sign up. But either way, join us. It'll be fun. It's free VIP. So Mediumship 2 is really about, because people have asked, what is it different than Mediumship 1? Well, I help you work more on your confidence, gaining more confidence, how to work from a professional medium standpoint, not just something you'd see on television. I do 6 live group calls. I do 6 on-demand training modules, 50 videos, and it's a lifetime access. You get to use it anytime. And I will often say to students, you should go back and look at lesson 1 or lesson 2 and really get that under your belt before you continue on. I'm going to do an in-person mediumship workshop and graduation in San Diego, and a private evening in the evening where my students will get readings from me. So that'll be all mediumship too. So when I was, people were talking about being afraid of other people, and I wrote this blog last week, and the idea of mediumship too, with the questions I got, that maybe this could answer some of those questions. People are afraid about what other people think of them. And I've often said, what other people think of you is none of your business. I'm just going to read you a little bit of my blog that I wrote here. Only you know what's right for you, and trying to live up to someone else's idea of what you should be or not be, or do is not the path to happiness. In Simone's case, oh good, Renee put the blog up here. Trying too hard to please another person will make you not happy within yourself. If things don't feel right, don't fight through it. If it doesn't, that little voice within, if it doesn't feel right, it says, no, don't do it. Don't do it. A friend of mine was going to go to Paris in September, and I said to her, I don't know, but I feel that you shouldn't. And she said, there's a little voice within me said I shouldn't. Something you shouldn't go. The little voice is always right. That's the soul's voice. So tune in to be open to change in your life. You might think you're on the right path, and things may change. Listen to your heart. Changing course can open unexpected doors. Okay, live in the moment. So true. Most of it caught up in the past, and the future. Now is the time for living in the moment. Are you ready to be a vessel of overflowing vessel of love? I wrote this passage for the power of love. Be still. Allow yourself to detach from any sense of striving and struggling, and move from your head space to your heart space. And that is in mediumship too. I push that a lot. Speak, communicate from your heart to heart, not thinking, heart to heart, feeling first. Okay. So Wednesday at 4 o'clock, please join me for this VIP event. It's very important. There you go. And that's the blog that if you'd like to read that, that'd be great. And I'm going to open now to some questions people might have, general questions about mediumship, about spirit, if you would like. Hello, Scott Thompson. How are you? I'm good, Janice. Thank you. How are you? Good. This is from Shelley Nardini. She says, "Hi, James. I had a reading with a medium recently who told me my son was sad. Said he had transitions, which is how I think he would feel as he was only young and loved his life. However, my only hope is that he is happy. To hear he is sad has broken an already broken mama. I had always been led to believe souls are happy on their side. Any thoughts on this, please?" Shelley, I don't know who this medium is, but they're obviously not too good because I've never in 40 years have had a spirit say they're sad. I've never in my 40 years have had a spirit say, I really miss that disease. I really miss that losing weight. I feel the pain. That is our home. This is not our home. For a medium to say that to you is irresponsible. And that medium has no, I don't know what their background is. I guarantee they haven't developed, obviously, they haven't developed a sense of responsibility and integrity, which is a foundation of professional mediumship. And for someone to tell a client that their loved one is sad, I've never had that experience. It sounds to me like the medium is projecting their own stuff. I guarantee you that your son is very, very happy. And this is kind of the sad place down here. So, broken mama, don't be broken because he's very, very happy. And please refer to a medium on my website, people that I know. Don't go to just anybody because obviously they don't know what they're doing. And that's why I'm all about integrity, boy, because you can hurt someone's life, just like you, the example here. But please know he's fine. Okay. Holly Swanson Erdman. If we have soul groups and our parents are part of them, aren't their parents a part of theirs? And their parents a part of theirs, and so on and so forth. Yes. Wouldn't one soul group be infinitely large? Yes. And I'm also going to say, Holly, that we're all connected. How's that? So we are all connected. There is no separation. That's the illusion. That's an illusion of this three-dimensional vibration. In this seventh dimension, sixth dimension, we're much more aware of us as a totality of being connected. And if we had that realization while we're still here in the three-dimensional world, wouldn't it be great when you meet some people and think, oh, you're part of me. I'm part of you. I'm going to treat you decently because you're part of me. I want you to feel good. That's really what it's about. It really is. Tonight's show, Both Sides Now and Beyond with Kelly White. That's going to be tonight at 6 o'clock Pacific time. We're going to talk about reincarnation, past life reincarnation. There you go. And I'm going to do a past life recall for you, a regression. I'll be doing a past life regression tonight on Both Sides Now for you to experience a past life. So that's tonight at 6 o'clock Pacific time with Kelly White. It's a great topic, reincarnation. And in that time, when I talk about the soul, I will mention that we are part of many. And what we think of the soul is very different than what the soul really is. So I'll go in depth about what the soul is tonight. Both Sides Now. Okay. 6 o'clock Pacific time. Yes. Melanie McClure de Parte. If your deceased family were horrible people, horrible people, they were horrible people because who knows what their background was? Who knows? Were they beaten as children? Were they abused? Were they not given love? It's probably why they were that way, maybe. Are they still horrible on the other side? No. And why would I have anything to do with them then? Well, Melody, again, in this limited dense vibration with imagine you're in a room that's dark and then there's a doorway, and the doorway there's a lit room, and you have an awareness of who you really are in totality, who other people are in totality, the reasons why people do certain things. Maybe you don't know things about them that you never knew before. Maybe they weren't maybe they were abused as children or hurt in some way, and they didn't know how to process that, so they took that out on you or somebody else. If we want to be forgiven, we got to be able to forgive. Sometimes we do things to people and we don't mean to, but they take it the wrong way. And we're like, I didn't mean it that way. Oh, please forgive me. And they can't understand why. How could we do that? We're like, I didn't mean it that way. There's miscommunication. So you never want to be miscommunicated to, right? You never want to do something that, you didn't mean to hurt somebody, but they take it as a hurt, right? You have to give them the benefit of the doubt. Take the high road, less traveled. And the more we hold on to bitterness and anger in our lives and anger against other people, and we can't forgive them, we're holding ourselves back. We're limiting ourselves, and we're opening ourselves up to dis-ease because energy is flowing through us. But it gets stuck when we have an emotional upset or holding on or can't forgive. You're blocking the energy from flowing. So that's something you don't want to do. You don't want to do. You want to open up. You want to forgive. They're not going to be the same people. That was their earth self. They're much bigger than that. Remember that you as a soul, all of us, this body here, it's only like 20% of our soul. 80% is outside. Only 20 is in here. This is a big toe to the soul. Much grander, much bigger. So no reason to get caught up with the pettiness of that. It's sad that they were horrible people, as you say, um, but you got to be better than. You got to be better than. Otherwise, you go right down to that level. Okay, send it love. Okay, okay. And this is from Claire Bunt. When we go visit our loved one's grave, do they know and can they be standing at the side of us, James? Please, Claire. Yes, for sure. Your loved ones hear your thoughts all the time, every day. Every day they're with you. They don't have days over the other side. They have moments. They're with you all the time. They can be in several places at once. You don't need to go to a graveyard. You don't need to go to a jar. You don't need to just look at a picture. They hear you all the time. When you're driving your car, they're usually sitting next to you, sending you thoughts to them. Randomly during the day, when you have a thought of them, they're there sending you a thought. So they know when you're there and they hear you. So today, at the end of this afternoon's this session, I'm going to do a mediumship 2 exercise for you that I'm teaching in mediumship 2 that I think will help you and everybody else. Okay? Okay, Claire. Mary Throlo. Hello, Mary. Hi, James. Sometimes I forget that the spirit world loves and encourages me. Yeah. How do I remember this when I feel so badly about myself? Wow. Well, you're perfect and you're loving just who you are. But when you over criticize self, you get into that headspace. So it's getting into your heart, not your head. Do you realize that there are millions and millions of different, of sperm that want to produce, go to the ovum and produce you, reproduce you? That's pretty amazing. That magic that you are, that sparkle, that soul that you are, of all of those, you're the one that created it. So don't listen to other people about yourself. Sometimes when things go awry or awry, and we feel nasty or angry or whatever, I often say stop, close your eyes, and start breathing in the love of the universe, and just bring it into your heart, and forgive yourself. Remember that this is a school down here, and there are a lot of lessons, and there are a lot of tests here. One of the biggest tests is loving ourselves, and there are certain conditions that sometimes we put ourselves in. It's hard to love ourselves, but usually it's because we depend on what other people think of us, or we're not giving ourselves a little bit of time, patience. Patience. We're beautiful flowers that we need to be nurtured and fed and watered, and you can't look outside yourself for love. Find it within yourself. You're a good person, Mary. Take time to be with yourself and love yourself. But do the breathing exercises and find something very positive about yourself in that breathing exercise that you love about yourself. Okay. Shirley, does past life explain to us phobias and fears in this lifetime? Many times it does, Shirley. Many, many times. A lot of the times. I worked with Dr. Brian Weiss, who wrote a book called Many Lives, Many Masters. For many years, worked with Brian. And he also described that as well. And it's very, very true that so there's a soul memory. And the soul memory often remembers traumatic experiences from past life experiences. The soul remembers. I recall when I was young boy, I was afraid of water, very afraid of water. Did not want to swim, go under my head under the water. Did not want to go. And it was probably around 11 years of age. A friend of mine, she taught me how to swim. But I immediately had, before that experience, I had a dream. And the dream was that I was a galley slave in the trade wars and and a big ship, merchant ship. And I was the bottom, and I was uh, chained to this rack, I guess you'd say, moving the oars. And I remember there was a tidal wave and we all drowned and we couldn't get away. I know that's where that came from. I've had incredible passive experiences. Uh, tonight we'll do one tonight on a show. I'm going to do a past life regression, which will be pretty incredible. But yeah, it's usually the fears and phobias, for sure. Yeah, good. Alicia, does my ex or souls on the other side have regrets? Oh yes, they have regrets. It isn't all unicorns and rainbows when you pass over. So you're exactly the same as you are here. You're that way there. In that, when you first go over, your personality is exactly the same. Your likes and your dislikes and so forth. And it really is like that boy said, who I mentioned earlier in the show here, that they're the awakened ones, we're the dream walkers. But there is regret. There is regret because we look back at our lives. We have a life review, and we see all the incredible opportunities we missed, where we could have used love instead of fear, that we could have loved ourselves instead of being afraid of ourselves, that we cared too much what other people thought of ourselves, that we should have just, done the kind thing, use more compassion, be patient, help somebody out. We could have helped that soul out. Yeah, we could have used a happy face instead of sad face. We didn't need to yell or scream or be impatient. So there is some regrets. Um, we're all learning. We're all learning. So don't judge it. Just realize that we're learning. And all there is love. There's fear is an illusion. Only love is real. Love is what we're made from. Fear is an illusion made by humans. It's not real. Love is what we're made from, who we are, and that's our vibration. And the further we go away from that vibration of love, the further we get away from our truth, and the further we feel disconnected with ourselves. So when, like the lady right before this, the phone call, the lady asked about loving herself. It's because living in fear, and fear is usually from other people or placing ourselves in unrealistic expectations. So live in love, not fear. Vera Merley, I believe it is. I love the car. A person that just died today, yes, when we are supposed to receive signals from him. He just passed. I don't know if he is all right, Luis. Well, Luis, I wouldn't necessarily jump in right now and say, come back to me and give me a sign, because they got to acclimate themselves to a new vibration, to a new sense of being, if you will. It's being thrown into a new world. It's like you going to a new country off a plane and you're trying to adapt and look around and get used to this, and someone's pulling you back in. Don't do that. Just send them love, and you can hear them in the time, but don't demand. They'll come when the time is right. Next couple of days, 2 or 3 days, you'll hear from them. But don't rush it. Give them a little bit of time. Okay. Natalie, how do you make the connection with your guides a daily routine? Sometimes I get lost in daily activities, and in the evening, remembering I didn't communicate the whole day. Natalie, I would say if you want to get in touch with your guides every day, you should probably do it at the same time every day. So let's say 10 o'clock in the morning. Make a date. Write it in your calendar. Make a date to talk to your guides if that's what you want to do. How I talk to my guides, I've told this before. I go into a quiet room and I sit for about 15 minutes. I just concentrate on my breath, breathing in, breathing through the nose, count of 3, exhale out of my mouth, count to 5, 3 and 5, right? And I just sit there and I become aware of my heart self. I become aware of the space in front of me, around to the sides, behind me. And I become very aware eventually. I become so sensitized that I become aware of the difference in the energy, the subtlety in the energy, which is a little heavier around me when there are guides or beings around me. I'll feel it, the sensitivity of the energy, the change of the energy. But I do it at the same time every day. So you should make an appointment, because you're making an appointment with them. They'll be there. So just show up. Okay. Hi, Ronnie. Good to see you again. When my husband crossed over, I was able to follow him there. Oh, very good. I've done that. It's great. I have been called to be of service for those crossing over. Fantastic. Good for you. Important job. End of life doula. Someone suggested this Lifeline class from Monroe Institute. Do you have a class like this? I don't have a class like that for afterlife care. I don't know. I know Monroe Institute, of course, and I have a lot of respect for them, but I do not know the Lifeline class that you're speaking of. I do have a class in my school called A Day in the Spirit World. You might want to investigate with that. It's I got some of that technique from Monroe actually of leaving the body, but it's a day in the spirit world, and it's a good one. It's a really good day you spend with me, and I bring you to the different levels of awareness of consciousness, and then we just get there. So, and even in the Monroe Institute, they teach you ways of leaving the body. So it's the same thing, but they're more intense than I am. But that might help you, sweetheart. Check that out first. Good work. Okay. Google me, JMS. Hello, James from beautiful BC. Do you ever find after you have given a message and think you've finished thoughts from the communicator pop up later on, like they've forgotten to tell me something? Um, no, not really. When I'm working, honey, I'm very much aware of the power of opening up that power center, opening up to the spirit world, and bringing through us everything they can. And when they're done, I feel the power drop, and I know it's time to stop. So I pretty much get everything. But that's also years and years of working with it. So in the beginning, in your development, uh, which is why you should be taking mediumship too, because that question was, you should know when the power drops, when it's finished, when it's over, and that'll be the end of it. It's like a radio turning on, turning off. Okay, good. Isabel Mahan. Hi, James. I'm inclined to waken up at 1 a.m. and experience figures standing in the room. I tend to panic and tell them to go away. I'm generally unsure if this is an experience or imagination. I don't know, sweetheart. So I'm not there with you. But what I would do is I'd have a pad next to my bed, and I'd write down something and just say, "Don't be scared. Remember, fear. Don't need to be afraid of anything. Really, you really don't. They're not going to hurt you." If it's someone there, just write down, say, "Who are you?" and write it down. What would you like me to know? And that's fine. Start using it in a positive way, not a negative way. It's an opportunity. Elizabeth Pevin, the last meditation we did with you, it was my grandmother in the chair, and now I'm going to Texas. Trusting the universe feels like all good things, and I'm excited to be meeting others I am meant to know. Good for you, Elizabeth. Very good. Valerie. Hi, James. This is Valerie from New Jersey. Hi, Val. Good to see you, sweetheart. I know Valerie. Valerie was the lady I was speaking to about her son who came through the night, Paul. It was such a great time, Val. And I mentioned your name to several people who went to Tahiti, and some of them did remember you, of course. And as I mentioned, he has come through 4 times in the past 16 years, plus he has come through other mediums. My family has asked why. Why does he come through so often? How is that possible? Can you explain? Don't get me wrong. I don't. Uh, okay, Valerie. So the way a spirit comes through so often, I mentioned a little bit to you, Valerie, the other day on the call. When you have the recipient, as such as yourself, who's very open, they're very open-minded. They're not closed. They're not angry. They're not afraid, because that limits things. When they're very open and loving, that space opens up. And when you have a spirit who is also very loving and loves you, and you love them, it's that vibration of love that brings them closer together and makes that connection possible. And that's really why it's done, is because the love vibration is so strong between you that's the telephone wire. Love is the reason why, because the connection is so close and they love you so much. That's really what it is. Okay. Um, Kamashi, hi. How to keep the vibration of joy every time and everywhere, no matter you are surrounded by jealous colleagues and issues at home. Oh, Kamashi, I just got to answer that by saying, for me, it works out with keeping my perspective and my observation. So I'm observing how things are. I'm not judging. I'm not going to judge other people or judge myself. Sometimes, we as human beings go through positive things, and sometimes things are very hard. But if I start going anywhere negative, I try to find something very positive that I love, whether it's gardening, whether it's a beautiful shirt I'm wearing, whether I got a nice haircut, whether I'm meeting somebody and they have a lovely smile. Those simple things bring joy. I have gratitude for life. I think when one is in gratitude every day, just having gratitude to wake up and experience another day in this physical vibration, it's a gift. It is a gift. And it's what you do with it that matters. So that's how I find the joy. Um, I don't let the others get me down. And they're not responsible for my happiness. Only I'm responsible for my happiness. Okay. Clearly Cat. Hi, Clearly Cat. Thank you, James, for your beautiful teaching and wisdom. Thank you. Your books and Mediumship One course have changed my life, and Mediumship forever grateful. Thanks, Clearly Cat. And Cat, please be there Wednesday at 4 o'clock to Mediumship 2 VIP. You'll love it. So we'll do some special things there. Okay. Maxine Goldman. I usually receive more when I'm near water. That's interesting because water is a conductor of energy. That's the reason why. Like calmly washing up dishes when you're taking a shower, washing dishes, because also you're not thinking. You see, you're not in the way. And because water is a conductor of energy and you're not thinking, you're not in that space, your space is open, they can come through. It's easier to connect that way. That's why. Uh, yeah, so drink plenty of water. I get my best messages when I'm not thinking. When in the shower, when I'm peeing, best messages. Because you have to remember you're not in the way, so they can come through. So like doing something, driving a car, reading a book, watching a TV show, your mind is open to receive. That's why. Okay. Missy Elgin. Hi, Missy. Hello, James. I'm afraid of dying. Well, first of all, don't be afraid of dying, honey. Look forward to it. It's the opposite. I'd be afraid of living. Um, Well, how do you get over being afraid of dying? Is learning, educating yourself about it, reading my books about it, reading other books about it. There's a wonderful man by the name of, uh, um, I can't remember now. Afterlife. I'm trying to think of it. I'll think of it later. But there's so many great books you can read on life after death. Seriously, there's so many people who had near-death experiences that read up on near-death experiences. The people have actually left the body, I myself included, and have experienced the other side. So educate yourself about it. That's what you have to do. You have nothing to be afraid of, my friend. Just the opposite. Jamie, I would watch some YouTube videos from Dolores Cannon. She talks about life after life. Yeah, very good. Thanks, Jamie. There you go. Dolores Cannon's great. I met her once. She's wonderful. And she's on the other side. That'll help you. Thank you for the suggestion, Jamie. Very good. Melissa, hello. And yes, JBP, I have a question about closure. Good. How do you get closure after the death of a loved one? Because I never got my closure when my loved ones passed. And when more and more family members passed, we were not there when they passed. And so I never got a closure. Instead of after they passed, I went into an anticipatory grief. Well, first of all, there's so many things going on, Melissa. The first thing is right now, today, everybody that's alive in your family, tell them how you feel. Make sure you have closure with them now. Don't wait till they're dead. And they can hear your thoughts. So you can write a letter to those in the spirit world. They'll hear you. You can sit quietly and listen to them come to you. I'm doing an exercise at the end here in just a little bit that might help you. And definitely tune in Wednesday for the VIP course because that's really, really important. Renee, do you have that on there, the VIP, so they can get that? Make sure they write that down. It's on Wednesday. Wednesday, 4 o'clock. Okay. Lori Spiker says, I was told by a psychic that I have no loved ones that have passed on or angels around me. How can this be? Thanks in advance. Moscow, Indiana. I don't, again, Lori, I'm sorry, but that's psychic. I don't know the quality of that psychic. Obviously, they don't know what they're talking about. Um, it's so funny. Um, it's obviously that person was not didn't have the ability to make contact, so they blame it on you. So I'd question that psychic. I would. I'd have to question them, their ability. I would only say really try to go with people on my website, the only ones that I know that I can trust. Okay. Okay, here's that one from Tina Verrett. Hi, James. Sometimes I feel like something is blocking me from receiving messages. What can I do? Go to your heart, not your head. Stop thinking about it. Stop thinking about it. Okay. Okay. Another. Okay. Other. How do we know we are gifted? Well, everybody is a medium from one degree or another. So, because you're a soul incarnate, they're a soul discarnate. So that's the difference. That's the only difference. So that's something you should realize. I'm going to do something now for you, and I'm going to play a little bit of music. And this is really just to get you in the mood here. And what I want to do is, I would like everybody to, I'm doing a little mediumship exercise here. I'm going to do another one on Wednesday at 4 o'clock for you. But I would like for you now to, there you go. There's my link there, James Unplugged link webinar. Wednesday, there it is, right there. Right. So, right, you see the chat, my name, there's the link for Wednesday. Okay. So I'd like for you just to close your eyes for a moment. I'm going to do a little exercise with you, a visualization exercise with mediumship. Okay. So wherever you are, you can even turn your video off like I did. I just want you to be comfortable wherever you are. Just you're sitting at a desk, just close your eyes, feet on the floor, hands on your laps. That's fine. Just listening to the sound of my voice and the music behind it. I want you to imagine now that you are sitting in a chair, and this chair is very special. As you're sitting in the chair and the breaths that you begin to take, you'll notice as you breathe in that the walls around you begin to disappear, that the roof above you disappears, the floor below you disappears. So breathe in beautiful, imagine beautiful white golden light falling down upon you. And with each breath you breathe in, this white golden light comes into every part of the vessel. And inhale and exhale out of your mouth and let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Just being aware of yourself in this chair. And soon you find you begin to float in this chair, just sitting there. Just let yourself be. Feel like you're floating in the chair. And inhale this beautiful light. And exhale. More and more relaxed. Good. And inhale. And exhale. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Good. And again. And inhale. And exhale. Good. And now imagine on this journey in this chair, it gently guides you through the beautiful waves of lights, all different lights, golds and whites, pure lights, yellows. And eventually you find that this chair knows where it's going, brings you along, and you soon find that once again you're in a room. There's a floor below you, at least what you believe is a floor, and all around you there appears to be walls, but this room is a room that you've designed, that you love. Everything in this room, as you look around, are beautiful ornaments and books. It's designed perfectly for you. All of your likes, all of your desires are represented in this room. So take time now, as you still sit in that chair, to look around the room and see those things visual that lift up your soul. Maybe pieces of art, or perhaps some plants or furniture. And just be aware that it makes you feel good and full and whole again. It's like your soul's room. And you notice as you look around this room, it's a beautiful smell of perfume, like roses. And as you're sitting in this chair, suddenly another chair comes in front of you, sitting right in front of you, this other chair, and there is a person there, a person from the spirit world. Look now and see who it is. Don't force it to be there, but look and see who is sitting there in front of you. And as you see them, be aware of them looking younger, perhaps, but I want you to look into their eyes and feel their energy. Feel their beautiful energy. Perhaps you remembered them one way when they were asleep, but now that they're awake, they appear a little different. The energy is very different. I want you now to communicate with them. Listen to them. Listen to what they have to say to you. Get out of your head. Don't think, because they communicate with your heart. So listen with your heart. Hear with your heart. Feel with your heart. They speak to you heart to heart. Their words are simple but powerful. Ask them what holds you back from hearing them clearly. What holds you back from hearing them clearly? Ask them for a message for you. What message, specific message, do they have for you? And feel the love that they come with. For they come in love. Love is that telephone wire, that current, that vibration that they come. Perhaps they're very different than you thought of them in the awakened state. And tell them anything you want, because they can hear you. They know you. And then bow to them. They bow to you. And thank them. And just thank them. Thank them so much for taking the time to be with you. As you have your eyes closed, you just breathe in again the universal light into the body and out. And breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. And soon you find that you're back yet again floating in the chair through the ethers of time and space, different places and spaces around, different levels of awareness and consciousness, different levels of life, what we perceive as life. Take one more deep breath and exhale. And you become aware then, yet again, back in this room, this physical world, this physical room you started, and feel your feet on the floor, your body sitting in the chair, your arms and your hands, your backs, your chest, your stomach, your neck, your head, and slowly begin to wiggle your fingers, your hands. Maybe want to stretch, and slowly open up your eyes and be as one. So as you can see, many of you might have had a good experience there. Maybe you received something you never expected. And tears, yeah. It's very emotional. A lot of you will have emotional experiences right away because you feel the love. That's what that is. Tears are love. Tears are love. I hear them clearly. Good, very good. Thank you. Peta needed that. Very good. Thank you, Kathy. Lots of tears. You talked to his sister. See, when you allow yourself to surrender, and it's really about surrendering, it's really about opening up the mind and giving them a space to be. So I hope you'll join me Wednesday, 4 o'clock, for an hour of this, of different exercises of mediumship too, and learning more about that and seeing if it works for you. And in the meantime, I hope you'll join me this evening with Kelly White to discuss past life regression and to do a past life regression. It's great to know what things in your life, things you love, or you have an inclination to do certain things or certain likes or dislikes. And we find a lot of that comes from past lives, soul memories, we should say. So we'll discuss soul memory this evening. And I hope you can join us. Both sides now, 6 o'clock Pacific time with Kelly White. And write down in your pad what you just received today. And hopefully if you can make it Wednesday. If not tonight, then hopefully Wednesday. So with that, I send you my love and enjoy and love yourself. Bye-bye.